Have you noticed how people act strangely when you're around? They stare at you for no apparent reason, feel uncomfortable in your presence even though you've done nothing, love or hate you instantly with no middle ground. Maybe you've noticed that strangers tell you deep secrets out of nowhere, that people constantly test and challenge you, or that you can see through the masks others wear with disconcerting ease. If all of this sounds familiar, it's not coincidence, and you're definitely not imagining things. There's a deep spiritual reason why people react so intensely and strangely to your presence. Here's the truth few will tell you. You carry a divine presence so tangible that people feel your energy before you even open your mouth. It's not about physical beauty, social charisma, or status. It's about the elevated spiritual frequency you operate on, the genuine light you emanate, the connection with the divine that marks every fiber of your being. And this presence cannot be ignored. It forces reactions, catalyzes transformations, exposes hidden truths, changes entire atmospheres. People act strange around you because subconsciously they recognize that you're a chosen one operating in a spiritual dimension that most have barely begun to explore. In the next few minutes, we're going to explore 7 undeniable signs that others recognize the divine presence in you, even when they can't rationally explain what they feel. You'll understand why you attract extreme loves and hates, why people tell you secrets they've never revealed before, why you experience constant spiritual attacks, and most importantly, how to protect your precious energy from those who don't deserve access to your spirit. If you've always felt different, if you get tired of crowded environments, if you notice that your mere presence inspires or bothers intensely, this message will validate experiences you've had but never knew how to name. Prepare yourself, because what's coming now may finally explain why you've never been like everyone else. Have you noticed how people react strangely when you enter an environment, even without you saying anything or doing anything to draw attention? It's not your imagination. It's not paranoia. There's something in you that people feel instinctively, an energy they can't name but definitely perceive. This divine presence you carry functions as a spiritual frequency that resonates with or confronts everything around you, and the way others react to you reveals much more about the calling you have than any personality test could ever show. The chosen one emanates a different aura that impacts people even from a distance. You can be quiet in the corner of the room, but everyone knows you're there. You can just be listening to a conversation, but people adjust what they say because they feel your presence. You can enter a place for the first time, and people who've never seen you before already look at you with curiosity, distrust, admiration, or even inexplicable hostility. These reactions aren't random. They're automatic spiritual responses to what you carry, and the stronger your connection with the divine, the more intense these reactions become. In the next few minutes, we're going to explore 7 specific and undeniable signs that people around you recognize, consciously or not, the divine presence you carry. If you identify with most of these signs, it's not coincidence. It's confirmation that you really are a chosen one operating on an elevated spiritual frequency that impacts everything and everyone around you. These signs will validate experiences you've had but never knew how to explain, will connect patterns that seemed random, and will reveal that the strange way people act around you has everything to do with who you really are in the spiritual world. The first unmistakable sign is this: people stare at you even when you're doing absolutely nothing to draw attention. You walk into a restaurant, a store, an event, and you notice looks following you. It's not because you're dressed extravagantly or making noise. It's because your energy simply cannot be ignored. There's something in your presence that magnetizes others' attention almost involuntarily, as if people subconsciously feel that there's something different in you that needs to be observed, studied, understood. This phenomenon happens constantly in the chosen one's life and is often mistakenly interpreted as paranoia when it's actually accurate spiritual perception. On the other hand, Some people experience the opposite, visible discomfort in your presence without you having done anything to provoke it. They avoid eye contact, become restless, change posture, find excuses to leave the environment. It's not personal dislike. It's that the spiritual light you carry confronts the darkness they hide, and this confrontation creates tension they feel but can't rationally explain. Your pure aura exposes unspoken lies, hidden intentions, social masks, and those who live hiding behind these defenses naturally feel threatened by your authentic presence, even if you're kind and polite. Learn to recognize these two types of attention as confirmation that you carry something spiritually powerful. The fixed stares usually come from people who feel attraction to the light you emanate, while the discomfort comes from those who prefer to remain in shadows. Neither reaction is about you personally. They're automatic responses to the spiritual level you operate on. And the more you grow in your journey as chosen, the more intense these reactions become, because your divine presence becomes impossible to ignore. The second sign is impossible to ignore. You don't provoke lukewarm reactions in people. It's all or nothing. Intense love or inexplicable hate. Deep admiration or gratuitous hostility. There's no middle ground when it comes to how people respond to you. There are people who meet you for 5 minutes and already treat you like a friend of years, open up completely, want to be near you constantly. And there are people who hate you before even exchanging 2 words, treat you with disproportionate coldness, invent reasons to criticize or exclude you. These extreme reactions don't make sense logically, but they make total sense spiritually. Your high energy forces people to choose a side instantly. Those who love you right away usually recognize in you something they wish to have or awaken in themselves. Authenticity, inner peace, spiritual connection, clear purpose. They feel elevated in your presence, inspired by your energy, and naturally gravitate toward you, seeking more of this frequency that resonates with the highest part of them. Those who hate you for no reason are reacting defensively to the light you bring, because this light exposes areas of their lives they prefer to keep hidden. Your simple, authentic existence functions as a mirror that reflects back to them what they don't want to face, and instead of using this as an opportunity for growth, they choose to reject and attack you. This pattern of extreme love and hate will accompany you for life as long as you're a chosen one operating at elevated frequency. Accept this now instead of trying to adjust to please everyone. You'll never be able to be neutral because the divine presence you carry doesn't allow neutrality. It forces decision, catalyzes transformation, provokes reaction. Focus on honoring those who genuinely love you and protect your energy from those who gratuitously hate you. Understanding that both reactions are confirmation that you're fulfilling exactly the role you were designated to fulfill. The third sign that confirms the divine presence in you is bizarre, but happens constantly. People who barely know you start telling you deep secrets they've never shared with anyone. It could be on a plane, in the supermarket line, at a coffee shop. Suddenly someone is revealing childhood traumas, marital problems, secret fears, things not even their closest friends know. You didn't even ask, didn't make invasive questions, but your energy creates such a strong field of safety that people instinctively feel they can open up without judgment. This capacity to receive spontaneous confessions isn't coincidence. It's the result of spiritual discernment and authentic compassion you emanate without effort. This happens because chosen ones carry a specific quality in their aura that functions as a magnet for wounded souls seeking healing. People subconsciously feel that you won't use their secrets against them, that you understand pain in a way that those who've never gone through deep spiritual refinement can't understand. Your divine presence creates sacred space where vulnerability is permitted, where masks can temporarily fall, where truth can be spoken without fear of rejection. You become a walking confessional not because you seek this role, but because your energy naturally invites radical honesty. But here's the challenge. Absorbing others' secrets and pains constantly can drain your energy if you don't establish healthy boundaries. Learn to honor the trust they place in you without carrying the emotional weight that isn't yours to carry. You can listen, advise, pray for these people, but you can't solve their problems or become a permanent repository of others' traumas. Recognize this gift of creating safe space as part of your mission, but also protect your own peace by establishing clear boundaries about how much emotional energy you can give without completely emptying yourself. The fourth sign is frustrating but revealing. You experience constant testing from people who seem determined to provoke, challenge, or question you. Someone meets you today and tomorrow is already testing your limits, asking invasive questions to see how you react, creating situations to observe if you maintain composure or break under pressure. Coworkers challenge you publicly for no reason. Acquaintances try to catch you in contradiction. Even strangers seem to have a need to confront you. These tests aren't random personal attacks. They're disguised spiritual attacks, conscious or unconscious attempts to validate whether the light you carry is genuine or facade. People test chosen ones because they unconsciously feel there's spiritual power in you, and they want to confirm if it's real or performance. It's like Satan testing Jesus in the desert. It wasn't because he doubted who Jesus was, but precisely because he knew and wanted to find exploitable weakness. Similarly, the stronger your divine presence, the more you'll attract those who want to test you to the limit to see if you break, lose composure, reveal yourself to be false underneath the spiritual appearance. Each provocation is an opportunity to prove, to yourself, not to them, that your faith is solid and not superficial. The mature chosen one recognizes these tests for what they really are and responds with wisdom instead of reacting emotionally. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Don't need to enter every debate they offer. Don't need to defend yourself from every invented accusation. Respond calmly when appropriate. Ignore with dignity when necessary, but never descend to the level of those testing you, because that would give them exactly the confirmation they seek that you're not as spiritual as you appear. Maintain your unshakable integrity. Let your fruits speak for themselves, and trust that those who truly matter will recognize authenticity without needing fabricated proof under pressure. The fifth sign that marks the chosen is spiritual discernment, so sharp that you literally see through people as if they were transparent. Someone tells you a story and you know instantly where the lies are, the half-truths, the omitted parts. A person smiles at you, but you feel the falsity, the envy, or the bad intention hidden behind the smile. You pick up contradictions between what people say and what they really feel, perceive social masks that others accept as genuine, identify manipulation disguised as kindness. This gift isn't judgment. It's spiritual perception that functions as an X-ray of others' souls. This level of discernment comes from the combination of painful experiences that taught you to read subtle signs and the deep spiritual connection that gives you access to information beyond what natural eyes see. You don't need concrete evidence to know when someone is lying. Your spirit simply knows, and 9 times out of 10 your instinct was absolutely correct. This gift protects you from toxic relationships, fraudulent opportunities, people who arrive with second intentions, but it also isolates you because you can no longer accept superficiality as if it were genuine connection, can no longer ignore incongruities that others don't even perceive. The challenge is using this discernment with wisdom instead of arrogance. Just because you see through people doesn't mean you need to publicly expose every lie you detect or confront every falsity you perceive. Sometimes the wisest thing is simply to silently walk away from those who don't deserve access to your inner world. Maintain polite distance from those you've discerned to be toxic. Protect your energy without needing to explain to anyone why you chose not to engage. This gift of seeing hidden truths is a protection tool, not an attack weapon. Use it to guard yourself, not to destroy others. The sixth sign of divine presence in you is this. People regularly tell you that you inspired, motivated, or changed their lives, and you weren't even trying to do that. You had a casual conversation that for you was normal, but for the other person was a watershed moment. You just lived your life authentically, and someone observing you from afar decided to completely change direction because your example showed it was possible. You shared something simple on social media and received messages from people saying it arrived exactly when they needed it. This capacity for inspiration without conscious effort is the trademark of those who carry genuine light that naturally illuminates others' paths. This happens because true inspiration doesn't come from rehearsed motivational speeches. It comes from lived authenticity, from people seeing you go through difficulties with maintained faith, from witnessing inexplicable peace in the midst of your life's chaos, from observing you choosing integrity when it would be easier to compromise. You don't need to post beautiful phrases or give lectures to inspire. Your simple existence aligned with purpose already serves as a beacon for lost souls seeking direction. The divine presence you carry automatically elevates the frequency of those around you, and they feel this even without being able to rationally explain why. But here's the paradox. The more you deliberately try to inspire, the less authentic it becomes. The more you simply live your truth without worrying about an audience, the more genuine impact you cause. People don't follow perfection, they follow authenticity. When you stop performing to impress and start living vulnerable and true, sharing both victories and defeats, both strength and weakness, you become relatable in a way that inspires much more deeply than any polished facade ever could. So keep being yourself, keep walking in your purpose, and trust that inspiration will flow naturally as a byproduct of a life well lived in spiritual alignment. The seventh and most intense sign that you carry divine presence are the constant spiritual attacks you face. Obstacles that appear out of nowhere just when you're about to advance, opposition disproportionate to what you're doing, battles in multiple life areas happening simultaneously without logical explanation. It's not bad luck, it's not coincidence. These are deliberate spiritual tests that happen because the enemy recognizes the giant potential you carry and mobilizes everything to stop you before you fully awaken to the power you have. The greater the purpose planted in you, the more intense the resistance you'll face. And these attacks are paradoxically confirmation that you're on the right path. These attacks manifest in various forms. Inexplicable financial problems that arise just when you decide to invest in purpose. Relationships that explode when you start to align spiritually. Health that's attacked in the most critical moments of the journey. Even invasive thoughts of giving up, doubt, and despair that don't seem to come from you, but constantly bombard you. The chosen one learns to recognize these patterns as active spiritual warfare, not as evidence that something is wrong. Actually, it's evidence that something is very right and darkness is desperate to divert you before you cause the damage you were designated to cause in the kingdom of shadows. The key to surviving these tests is recognizing them for what they are and maintaining unshakable faith even when everything around you is crumbling. Each overcome attack strengthens you exponentially. Each past test promotes you to higher levels of spiritual authority. Each won battle equips you with wisdom you'd never gain in times of peace. So when attacks come, and they will come repeatedly, don't panic thinking God abandoned you. Recognize it as confirmation that you're fulfilling exactly the role you were designated for. Maintain your firm spiritual position, and trust that the same divine presence that marked you as a target also guarantees you victory in the end. Connecting all these signs, we arrive at a powerful truth. Your energy literally changes the atmosphere of environments you enter. It's not metaphor. It's a real and tangible spiritual phenomenon that sensitive people pick up immediately. You enter a room where everyone was tense, and suddenly the tension decreases. You arrive in a heavy environment, and the atmosphere starts to clear. You join a negative conversation, and the tone naturally changes to something more constructive. This capacity to transform environments just with your presence is a direct result of the divine light you carry, functioning as a spiritual purifier that recalibrates frequencies around you without you even consciously trying. The inverse also happens. Dense environments, people operating at low frequency, situations loaded with negativity drain you quickly because your high energy is constantly working to elevate what's around you, and this consumes spiritual resources. That's why the chosen one feels exhausted after being in certain places or with certain people. It's not weakness, it's the cost of carrying light in environments dominated by darkness. You function as an electrical transformer that converts high spiritual voltage into something the environment can process. But this conversion work takes its toll in personal energy that needs to be constantly replenished through alone time, prayer, nature, and other restorative practices. Recognizing this power to change atmospheres comes with responsibility. You need to consciously choose where to invest this transformative energy. Not every environment deserves the spiritual expense your presence causes. Not every person deserves access to the light you carry. Learn to discern which situations God is calling you to enter and transform versus which you should completely avoid to preserve your own energy. Your divine presence is too precious a gift to be wasted in places and people who won't honor or value what you bring. So protect your aura wisely and invest your transformative energy strategically where it will generate greater spiritual fruit. The last critical point that ties everything we've discussed is this: not everyone deserves access to your spirit. You just discovered you carry powerful divine presence, that you attract extreme reactions, that you inspire without trying, that you change atmospheres. And with all this power comes the sacred responsibility to protect your energy as if your life depended on it, because spiritually it does. It's not selfishness to establish rigid boundaries about who can get close to you. It's essential spiritual wisdom for the chosen one's survival. Every person you allow in your inner circle or who has access to your vulnerability is literally affecting your spiritual frequency, for better or worse. Energy protection begins with brutal discernment about relationships. That friend who always looks for you only when they need something, but is never available when you need. Cut. That family member who constantly criticizes you and diminishes your dreams. Polite but firm distance. That acquaintance who drains you with constant drama, but never applies any advice you give. Maximum exposure limit. It sounds harsh, but chosen ones don't have the luxury of keeping toxic people around out of social obligation or guilt. The spiritual cost is too high, and your mission is too important to be compromised by connections that only subtract without ever adding real value to your journey. Daily energy protection practices are essential. Start the day asking for divine protection over your aura. Visualize white light surrounding you when you're going to enter challenging environments. Learn to say no without guilt when someone asks for more than you can give without emptying yourself. Spend regular time in nature recharging. Maintain spiritual cleansing rituals like prayer, meditation, fasting. Remember, you're not an infinite battery. You need to constantly refuel to continue being a source of light for others. Protecting your energy isn't being cold or distant. It's ensuring you have sufficient spiritual resources to fulfill the mission you were designated for. And this benefits everyone who truly needs the divine presence you carry when you're operating in fullness instead of emptiness. So tell me now, how many of these 7 signs did you recognize in your own life? If you identified with most or all of them, it's not paranoia or imagination. It's clear confirmation that you carry a divine presence that profoundly impacts everything and everyone around you. The question that remains is, what will you do with this revelation? Will you keep trying to diminish your light to make others feel comfortable, or will you finally embrace the spiritual power you carry and learn to protect this energy with the seriousness it deserves? Think about everything we explored: the looks that follow you, the extreme reactions you provoke, the secrets people confide in you, the constant tests you face, the sharp discernment that allows you to see hidden truths, the inspiration you generate without trying, the spiritual attacks that confirm your calling. Each of these signs isn't just a random characteristic. It's evidence that you were marked by God with a specific purpose that requires you to operate at a higher frequency than most. But with this power comes responsibility. You need to fiercely protect your energy, establish boundaries without guilt, and discern who deserves access to your spirit versus who will only drain without ever honoring the gift that you are. If this message resonated deeply with you, if it finally makes sense why people have always acted strange in your presence, if you're ready to stop apologizing for being different and start honoring the divine presence you carry, then don't keep this to yourself. Subscribe to the channel because we're going to continue exploring the Chosen One's journey with content that will equip you to live in spiritual fullness. Leave in the comments what city you're watching from and which of these 7 signs resonated most with you. I want to know where the Chosen Ones are who are waking up to their true identity. And turn on notification bells because each video brings revelation that might be the key you were missing to fully understand who you are in the spiritual realm. Remember, your presence changes atmospheres, your energy transforms lives, and you don't need anyone's approval to be exactly who God created you to be. See you in the next video.